Is it new that we are able to see horrific shit just like constantly?
Yeah.
But I was thinking of like, what are the other like collective visual like traumas we've had that we've seen? And I kind of missed this a little bit, but I remember hearing about it because I had an older brother. Remember the Challenger explosion?
Oh, yeah.
I've been trying to write a joke about it, that they rolled in TVs into classrooms to watch this with the teacher. Remember there was like a teacher on it? And they showed it and everybody just watched this teacher explode in the sky.
I remember not knowing exactly what was going on at first. Going, what's happening? Like, why is there like so many different, like there was like one going this way and one going that way. And then they started talking about, oh no. Oh no. And then you realize like, oh shit, did that thing blow up? Because do you remember watching it at first? Like I didn't know exactly what was happening.
I watched it recently and kind of was like, oh, I remember watching it like on the news when I was really young and not understanding what was going on.
Can you pull up the Challenger explosion? By the way, that all apparently could have been mitigated. People knew that there was problems with the O-rings and
really.
You gotta think how many fucking people are involved in those things and how bad the government is at almost everything.
Yep.
Almost
but
everything.
They looked for the teacher. It was like this whole thing.
Look at this.
Okay. Oh, people gathered in theaters.
Yeah.
Full throttle and point of highest stress. A massive explosion. The cheering stops. The horror sinks in. 7 Americans with the highest hopes. $1 billion worth of the highest technology. Gone in seconds. The worst disaster in the U.S. space program ever.
A jellyfish.
Good evening. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan
to watch that live.
Never before in 25 years of
He's a stud.
What a weird thing we try to do. Fill giant tubes up with combustible liquid and then light an explosion and shoot them up into the fucking sky to
what are the chances
get out of Earth's gravity.
I mean,
it's definitely worked a gang of times.
I know, but it's just like,
look at the amount of power you're dealing with. That's what's so bonkers. The amount of thrust that you need to escape our atmosphere and escape our gravity. It's just so nuts.
And then how...
Boom!
How quick was that? Did they feel it? Nah.
They might have.
That was my obsession.
I watched a video on the implosion of the submarine the other day. Like,
Can't get enough.
What?
Can't get enough. I can't get enough of this thing. I love that billionaires now have to do broke shit. It's like it makes me think about is gold diggers, because like gold diggers now don't even get to do cool stuff anymore. It's like used to be like you go to Monaco, you go to like, we're gonna go to St. Bart's.
Now you got to get in a submarine.
You got to go look at a bunch of trash at the bottom of the ocean.
Who was telling us about people that are paying to go over to Russia? They're paying to go over to Ukraine and fight on the front line. They'll let them shoot guns. You don't remember someone telling them?
I don't remember someone telling us.
Maybe someone told me off air.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a different thing. But they were saying that they know someone who literally paid to go and fight for Ukraine against Russia. They went and they allowed them to operate guns and shit. I was like, what is it? This is why I wanted to bring it up, because I'm like, is that a bullshit story? But if Ukraine is like,
would let you do it for free at this
that's what I'm
point.
saying. But I think even back then they're so corrupt. That is such a corrupt country, and there's so much shady. My friend, what do you want to do? You have money, we give you a gun to shoot at them. And then next thing you know, some fucking frat kid whose dad's got an oil baron.
Yeah, some rich kid
is over there fucking. Okay, get me out of here.
He's
and then they
staying
get him
at
in
the
a truck and
Sandals,
take
Ukraine,
him off.
trying to get content for his TikTok. It's just what we need.
I think people have done something like that.
By the way, I think RFK's son went over to fight.
RFK's son did go over to fight. Yeah.
I feel like there had to be like a...
He didn't tell anyone. He just went over and did it and then came back. Like he didn't even tell his dad.
Yeah,
his
right,
dad
right.
didn't. RFK Jr. did not know his son
But you
was
just
over
show
there.
up and you're like, hey, I'm on your side?
I don't know. I don't know how he applied, but I think he was in some sort of special forces group.
There are very rich Ukrainians doing this. I don't know if it's like an American.
Okay, maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, this article on NPR says there's like billionaires that are leading battalions, but they might also have some sort of
but they might be
training or something like
Oh,
that.
but isn't that just like the guy that they blew up? The guy who was
on the other side.
Right, but he was a billionaire that ran his own army, the Wagner Group.
Yes,
right?
I'm a businessman, and now I'm a commander of a military unit in Ukraine. Like, are you having that much trouble getting chicks as a billionaire?
Yeah, but that might be a different thing.
Okay,
that
it might be. That's the only thing I was.
That might be a thing where he just felt like he has to take up arms because Russia's invading.
I get that, by the way. I do feel like, isn't it? I mean, I texted a lot of my friends about this, where I'm like, is today the day? Like, is today the day we're all going to
Right.
war? Like, there is a little bit of...
way more than ever before.
Way more than... I mean, I'm looking at bunkers at 2 a.m. I'm kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, what if draft happens? Can you imagine our 18-year-olds going...
TikTok kids getting
fucking
drafted.
Eating Tide Pods going over there? Like,
Yeah, draft is it would be a real issue with the morale of this country and the suspicion of like the government doing unethical things and the trust and whether or not these kids could even survive.
Yeah.
Like, just survive boot camp.
yeah.
I mean, this
Just
is the
survive filling out the form saying their
softest.
gender.
This is the softest generation that's ever existed.
It's scary.
It's wild how quickly it happened. It really is wild. I mean, if this was engineered by Russia, good job.
They nailed it.
You fucking nailed it.
They nailed it.
Everything that everybody wanted. A complete lack of faith in the government.
Whoever put Roundup in the water so that everybody went, soft.
Fluoride.
Yeah, between the fluoride and the Roundup and all the endocrine disruptors.
They did a great job. They turned us into such pussies. There's a few people that are out there fighting the good fight and trying to resist, but ultimately they're outnumbered.
I feel like I feel like there's like a backlash happening, I feel like it's interesting, like being pregnant, I've started getting like obsessed with, everything you put in your body, and just the idea of just drinking water is like a full-time job. I'm like, where am I getting my water?
Right.
I got it because it's either my choices are fluoride
Right.
or microplastics. And I'm not having a baby with a small taint. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. Did you ever check yourself for phthalates while you were...
Shit.
No?
No.
Yeah.
Where do I do that?
Too late.
I did the tally age test, the biological age. Oh.
Phthalates are microplastics. It's like chemicals that leach out of plastics.
I mean, I've for sure got them.
Well, everybody has
There's no
them.
way I don't. Yeah.
There was a study that they did recently that was like, what is it? What was the number? Like 90-something% of people had phthalates in their body? Something nuts.
Also, there's this guy, I don't want to plagiarize his work, Kashif Khan, he wrote that DNA Way book about how they're the forever chemicals in women's yoga pants.
Oh, right.
In the
Yeah.
crotch, it's in AstroTurf.